Because of the presence of this nasolacrimal duct, even the medicine that are putting in the eye may be flow down through the nasolacrimal gland and it can reach the nose. In the same way, we know that in our throat region, in our pharynx region, the opening from the nose and mouth has the common opening, so that may even reach up to the tongue if some medicine dropped into the eye. So such a canal is there. Then another things happen at the time of any emotional stress, or at the time of emotional state, or at the time of grief, or at the time of joy. Tears may also produced from our eye. Then the functions of the tears also question. You must know the point. Lubricate the surface, wash away the dust particle, help in killing the germ, communicate emotions. So you can expect the question functions of tears. Then why the eye drops, medicines dropped in the eye come to the tongue or to the nose. That's also a question because of the presence of nasolacrimal duct. Then again, in the structure of eye, there is one membrane, that is the conjunctiva. Conjunctiva is the membrane, outermost membrane in front part of the eye. It is the continuous with the inner lining of the eyelids. So conjunctiva, it is a transparent layer that is in front of the eye. Here you can see the what is conjunctiva. You can see the eyelids on either side. You can see the eyelids. Eyelids you can see from the inner side of the eyelids there is a single cellular epithelium thickness that conjunctiva has. You can see the conjunctiva here, the outermost layer, that is a continuous layer from the eyelids. Really that is not a part of the eyeball. It is another structure extension of the eyelids. Then again, sometimes because of the presence of bacteria in the dust, if we play outside too much in the dust particle, the bacteria can affect the conjunctiva. So the eye disease known as the conjunctivitis occur. We get the disease, common eye disease, conjunctivitis. You know what is conjunctiva. Then the structure of the eyeball. You see the eyeball is composed of three concentric layers. The outermost sclerotic layer, then the second, the middle choroid, and the inner retina. There are three main layers of the eye. Then the sclerotic layer, you can see here the sclerotic layer. Sclera you can see, that is the outermost tough membranous layer, sclera. Then you can see that is white in color. Sclera, its continuation through the front. When we look on the face, you can see the extension of the sclera as the white part of the eye. Here the sclera continuous, that in front region the sclera become transparent, then its name is the cornea. You see the cornea, it is the continuation of the sclerotic layer, sclera. Then it has its continuation when it reaches as cornea. Cornea is the transparent part in front of the eye. So that through the cornea, inside part, inner region, that choroid, red colored region, you can see that is the second layer, choroid layer. That is containing choroid layer. You can see the red colored is the choroid region. You can see the continuation of the choroid layer in the front part. Through that front cornea, cornea is transparent. Really it is white in color, sclera. Sclera come in front part that change into cornea, transparent region. Through the cornea, you can see the inner part of the eye, that choroid layer. So that sometimes the choroid, that region containing a lot of melanin, the color giving substance in our skin is the melanin, is the color giving substance of the skin. So a lot of melanin is present in that region, choroid layer, so that we can see through this conjunctiva the inner part that may be seen as black or brown eyes or as blue eyes, from that is different inner side of the eye or the inner middle part, that is different in color in different person. Through the conjunctiva it is visible, the inner part choroid layer. From person to person that color may be different. So you know what is cornea. Then the next layer is the choroid layer. We know it is a lot of blood vessels and supplying nourishment to the eye. It is filled with a lot of blood vessels are present in the choroid layer, supplied with a lot of blood vessels, as well as it contains the pigment melanin. So in front the choroid layer, it has certain ligaments, suspensory ligaments are there. You can see certain suspensory ligaments. It has an extension, that is the ciliary body, and from the ciliary body certain suspensory ligaments are there. It has a ciliary body, and from that ciliary body suspensory ligaments are there. The function of the suspensory ligament is holding the eye lens. You can see the white lens here. A convex lens is present inside the eye, that is holded by the ciliary body and the suspensory ligament. By its contraction and relaxation, the convexity of the lens can be changed. Then you can see again this choroid layer in front part of the eye, that is changed into another structure known as the iris. Here in the middle of the iris there is a hole present. That hole is known as the pupil. It can allow the light rays into the eye. Through the lens, the light rays can enter into the eye and can form an image on the yellow spot or the back, the retina. Yellow spot is present in the innermost layer known as the retina. Retina you can see here in yellow color. The innermost layer is the retina. In the innermost layer, an image form in the yellow spot where more sensory cells are present. So again another thing you have to learn in the structure of the eye is the above the or in front part of the lens there is a fluid that is filling the part above in front part of the lens. That region is known as aqueous humor. Here you can see that word aqueous humor, and behind the lens there is another fluid is there, that is the vitreous humor. Two liquids. So on either side of the lens, in the front part and in the back part of the eye lens, there are two fluids are there. One is aqueous humor and in the back part it is the vitreous humor. So aqueous humor is more watery liquid, but vitreous humor, it is a glassy type of liquid. Both are transparent. This aqueous humor, it can allow the light rays that is coming through the front part of the eye, that may be converged because it enter through the liquid medium, so that the focusing will be easier for you, easier for the uh, light rays to that can form an image on the retina. Then so I think you understood all the structures of the eye. The outermost is sclera, then the second layer is the choroid that containing the melanin pigment, so that it contains the melanin pigment that will prevent the scattering of the light rays that entering through the area known as the pupil. Pupil is a hollow region through which that light rays can enter into the eye, so that then the image form. Then the retina containing two kinds of cells known as the rod cells and cone cell. Rod cells are sensitive to dim light, but the cone cell that are sensitive to bright light. So the yellow spot that will containing the cone cell that are sensitive to bright light, as well as it is sensitive to color. But the so in bright light we can see the objects with its color, many colors we can, blue, green, yellow, every color we can sense, because more cone cells are present in the yellow spot. And generally in eye, when light focus on the yellow spot, more sensory cells are present in the yellow spot, and more cone cell that are sensitive to bright light is also present in the yellow spot. Then another spot you can see is the blind spot. Here no sensory cells are there. Instead, many optic nerve from the many sensory cells are present in the innermost layer known as the retina, and in the retina many sensory nerves are coming out. All these nerves together form an optic nerve, and it is leaving the eye towards the brain. Optic nerve is carrying these photoreceptic cells. That sensation is carried by the optic nerve that are carrying this sensation to the brain to give an image. Then let us see the choroid layer. It containing the pigment known as the melanin. What is the function of the why the melanin is present? It prevent the light rays from reflecting. Then again in front of the eye, the choroid expand to form the ciliary body. What is the function of the ciliary? Each part and its function you must notice it. And question may be function of the ciliary body. It is containing circular muscles are there. In that ciliary body, it contains the circular muscle, and smooth muscles are present in it. Then the iris. Here the iris is the part in the structure of the eye. You can see the iris here. That is partially closing the lens. That is at the back of the iris, the lens is there, leaving only a circular opening in the center. Then again, why this hole got the name pupil? Pupil name has been derived from the Latin word pupa, meaning a doll, which in this context refer to the tiny image of oneself seen reflected in another's eye. Then again, the size of the pupil regulate the amount of light entering into the eye. There are circular muscles and longitudinal muscles are present in the iris of the eye. When these circular muscles contract, the size of the hole will become decreased. When longitudinal muscles contract, the that hole, the size of that hole will become, opening will become wider. That is how usually this contraction of the iris and dilation of the iris pupil, that contraction of the pupil and dilation is not controlled by ourselves. It is usually controlled, that are involuntary muscles are there. According to the light rays fall into the eye, that brain is controlling the size of the pupil, or the iris is another important point. The pattern and arrangement of the iris muscle is unique for every individual, and therefore these are also a source of individual's identification. We know that in our Aadhaar card, we know that all of us, to get the Aadhaar card, we our photographs of our people is taken by using certain machines, so that it is like our fingerprint. It is also an individual's identification. It is unique for each individual. Then again, the retina, rod and cone cells are there. The rod cell containing a pigment known as the rhodopsin that respond only to the dim light but do not respond to the color. That is the peculiarity of the rhodopsin. Then cone cell, they are responsible, that sensing to the bright light, but bright light only, they containing the pigment or chemical substance known as iodopsin, that is sensitive to bright light. That are the difference between the rod cells and cone cell. Then you learned what is yellow spot and blind spot. What is it? You learned, you saw that. Then the lens, how the lenses are really the transparent lens fibers are there in the lenses in our eye is made up of lens fibers, and you know that it is held in position by the suspensory ligament. What is the function of the suspensory ligament? To hold the lens in its correct position is the then again which attach to the ciliary body, that are the extension of the choroid layer. Then again aqueous humor and vitreous humor we learnt, and the function of the aqueous humor, that is found in the aqueous chamber. What is the function of the aqueous humor? Question may be present. On seeing the diagram, many questions may be asked. So the function of the aqueous humor, to keep the lens moist and protect it from physical shock, and it refracts the light. When light enter from the medium air to the medium water, we know that from one medium to another medium a refraction occur. The same thing will happen, so that for the focusing of the light rays it is possible. Then what is the function of the vitreous humor? Vitreous humor serves two functions. It helps in, you underline this part, function of the vitreous humor, aqueous humor, important questions. It helps in keeping the shape of the eyeball, and it protect the retina and its nerve ending. Then how do we see? How we can see? The first is the entry of the light rays. Entry of the light through where the light rays are coming. First it touches the conjunctiva. You know that is the outermost transparent layer, continuation of the eyelids, that is the conjunctiva. then it enters through the cornea. The next region is the cornea, then the aqueous humor, then through the lens, vitreous humor, finally it fall on the retina. Retina, the focusing of the image occur. Image, how the image form there? In an inverted and real image. You learned what is the real image in physics. The image on the retina is the inverted. തല തിരിഞ്ഞ ഒരു രൂപമായിരിക്കും വീഴുന്നത് റെറ്റിനയിൽ. But our brain will interpret as a upright. Interpretation is by the brain, that is in upright. Brain interpret as an upright image. Then again the transmission of nerve impulses from retina to brain through the optic nerve. Optic nerve is carrying this information to the brain. Then our accommodation of eye. Explain the term. Such a question may be there. The answer is, what is, or explain the term accommodation. To see an object, you can underline this answer. To see an object clearly, its image should be in sharp focus in each eye. The process of focusing the eye to see the object at a different distance is called accommodation. It is the process of focusing of the eye to see the object at a different distances is called accommodation. This mainly brought about by change in the curvature of the elastic lens, making it thinner or flatter. That is done by the suspensory ligament and suspensory ligaments and the other part ciliary body. That are the parts that is changing the curvature of the lens.